Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. Today is November 7th, 2019, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out at 12 o'clock South African time, out of the European Union, we have an economic forecast coming up. And then at 2 o'clock South African time, out of United Kingdom, we have an official bank rate coming out from the central bank. Now that's going to be followed with a speech from the governor of the Bank of England at 2:30 South African time. So major number coming out of GBP later today. Looking at the forex symbols, first we're going to start out with the euro, slightly weaker. While the Aussie dollar retraces on to resistance, it may not break that resistance. It may bounce off it. We're going to take a look at that. Now looking at the Dow Jones, pretty much unchanged over the last couple of days. And looking at commodities, gold finally bounces off that support of 1492. It's a beautiful trade. While oil retraces at that resistant-ish level. Now looking at the stocks, pretty much unchanged always. But pretty much Bank of America, it's back on his highs. Now lastly, looking at Bitcoin, pretty much unchanged as well. So the markets are really tamed down over the last couple of days. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart, you could see. And pretty much this violated the support level of 1079-ish level. And we're trading at 1060-ish level, but not breaking out with some momentum, okay? Which I think the markets are just going to wait for what's going to happen with the GBP. Looking at the GBP, it slightly is lower, okay? Not lower significantly, but as the euro retraced, it kind of retraced also as well. But it is in somewhat of a supportish level right there. So if it does hold this level, it may bounce off of it, especially if, the Bank of England gives a positive outlook moving forward. Now looking into that Aussie USD, if we jump into that just briefly, the Aussie USD has retraced quite nicely. We're looking at a daily chart. Okay, now this is significant because it's a longer time frame, and it is on previous resistance, which is subsequent support. Okay, so this area right here should be a key area to bounce off of. Okay, so that's potentially a really great trade going into a couple of days. It's not going to happen from today to tomorrow, but this is something that may, if it does bounce off of this area at 68-ish level, it may go back to its highs of 69, okay? If it does bounce off of this and doesn't violate it, we could see it really solidify around this area. But keep that on mind and keep that on your radar as that unfolds later today. Now, looking at gold, okay, this is such a beautiful trade, okay? Everything with gold has been so easy, okay? Just sell the top of the range, which is right here, over the last month and a half, and buy the bottom of the range, okay, which is right there. And that's exactly what happened. We sold off to 1481-ish level, and then we bounced to 1498. Easy $10 move in intraday trading. Very simple, okay? You don't have to go for massive kind of profit results. Just tapping into just the resistance and support, it's a beautiful trade. Now looking at oil as well, we saw it retrace yesterday from 57.30 down to 56.43-ish level. Okay, not showing some tremendous follow through there, so I expect us to continue sideways trading. Okay, it's been very quiet over the last couple of days. Now if we look at the Dow Jones, pretty much unchanged. I mean, how many points are we off of our highs? About 30-40 points when we've gone over 13,000 points, okay, over the past 5 years. Okay, so a major retracement is either due at these levels or we're going to break out higher. And my suspicion is that we're just waiting for some confirmation from the markets to actually break out higher. Okay, we give it, the stocks are going one by one. They're not all going together. One day it's Apple, one day it's Microsoft, one day it's JP Morgan, the next day it's Bank of America. And sure enough, this is what exactly is happening. Bank of America is on its highs, and it's challenging its all-time highs, okay, at this 32.78. Not all-time highs, historic highs, but all-time highs for the past year. Okay, if we look at its historic highs, it's hit $54 a share. So this still has way room, okay, on the upside if it does break higher, okay? So just keep that in mind. I mean, the last time we were at these levels was 2008, okay? So we're looking at 11 years ago, and this is the credit crunch crisis that happened 11 years ago right here. Just give you a perspective of it, okay? You guys have heard of it, and I'm sure people have told you about it. In 2008, 2009, there was the credit crunch crisis. and stocks tumulted, especially the bank stocks. And so we haven't really gone to these areas since that time. So this is really very historic, okay? If we do break above this 32-ish area, it will be very significant for the level and quality of the stocks of the banks. Now, JP Morgan has always been an aversive to the market, okay? It has always been a bedrock of the financial markets in the United States. It's not a retail bank like Bank of America. And so, therefore, it's on its highs, okay? It's on all-time highs. Look at that, okay? This is a monthly chart just to give you a perspective. In 2008, 2009, it really didn't, it sold off, but not, crazy sell-off, okay? I mean, in that time period, it was a crazy sell-off. But it's at all-time highs, okay, which is more reminiscent of what's happening in the financial markets, okay, not necessarily what's happening on the bank retail side. Now, again, okay, if we look at Apple, still very strong, okay, this is Facebook, but if we look at Apple, right here, it's 256. It's how many cents off of its all-time highs. So again, I think the markets are just waiting for that confirmation, and once they get that confirmation, they're going to just explode. That's my guess, and that's really my prediction as we enter the latter part of this year. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.